Thank you, Nicole. When I said Jim Rogers could talk about anything, he can. He's here. He's the chairman of Rogers Holdings. He's also the author of many books, including Street Smarts. Jim made a comment. What were you saying about CVS?
Well, I was just saying, all they're doing is taking it out and putting in. They're going to replace it with higher margin stuff. Everybody's saying, oh, aren't they good people? No, they're capitalists. They're trying to get rich. I applaud them.
Do you think, I'm curious, do you think that this will lead its competitors, CVS competitors, and other retailers
Probably
to
not,
cut?
because then the competitors will get the business. You know, that will be more walk-in for the competitors. CVS will benefit, but so will the competitors.
All right, I love that. All right, let's talk about the world. Emerging markets looking extremely weak, certainly weighing on the markets here. How worried should we be about weakness, and even in China?
But again, all of this is coming from the Federal Reserve. The guys in the Federal Reserve have been printing staggering amounts of artificial money, so everybody in the world is getting free money, and a lot of the people shouldn't have been getting free money. Turkey, Indonesia, India, huge balance of trade deficits. They got free money. They financed it at no interest rates. Now that the artificial ocean is drying up, this is not going to be good for anybody. And it's going to end, and it's going to be very bad for everybody when it finally ends.
But so well, how bad? I mean, and again, we're not going to have equal fallout in all of these markets. I mean, which market will be safer? Which markets will be safer than others?
No such thing as safe in the investment world. You've been in the investment
world long
enough to know that.
It's the difference between a compound fracture and like 5 stitches in your hand.
Some stocks will go down 80%. There's no question in the not this year, not this week, anything, but in the end they'll go down 80 or 90%. Some will go down 30%. So you're going to get hurt either way.
Well, do you think that the U.S. is, I guess, more stable than other nations are?
Again, what's going to happen is they're going to keep cutting back, and then eventually there's going to be a lot of pain. And then those guys in Washington, remember, they're bureaucrats and academics. That's why they work for the government. They couldn't get a real job, so they'll start hurting. They'll be screaming everywhere. Then they'll start, oh, okay, we're sorry. They'll start printing money again. The markets will rally again, maybe even make new highs. But then,
wait,
then
you say
it's
start
come
printing
to an
money
end.
again. Do you think so? They retrench. The Federal Reserve, the central bank, retrenches on the bond buying, that it's cut. Do you think that it ramps it back up?
But even if they don't do that, if they just say, okay, we're not going to do it anymore. We've stopped at 60 million. You picked the number, billion. You picked the number. At some point, when the pain gets bad, they will panic, and then they will come to the rescue once again, and that will lead to a big rally and probably a bubble, or maybe a bubble, and then you should run.
A couple of things, just real quick. Commodities, like broad commodity ETFs, have not done well. 3-year annualized return, but
not 3 years, but remember the stock market, the bull market between 82 and 2000, 1987, stocks went down 40 to 80%, 89, 90, 94, and everybody said the bull market's over. It wasn't. We have corrections all the time in bull markets. That's the way markets work.
And one last thing, graphene, you're talking.
Yeah, graphene is a miracle. You really should learn.
It was a development by two
British. They won the Nobel Prize.
Right.
I mean, this is not some redneck from Alabama talking about graphene. This is a Nobel. Even Obama talked about graphene in the State of the Union. This is going to change the world.
How?
It's thinner than paper and stronger than steel. It is astonishing. You can make clothes out of it. You can make cars. You can make airplanes. You can make anything. It's astonishing.
Well, I've always
wanted... don't listen to me. Listen to the Nobel Prize.
I always wanted an outfit that matches my car. So there you go.
You got it.
It's talking about a redneck from the South. It's all about the car.
I have a redder neck than you.
We're 2 peas in a pod. Jim, it was great to see you. Thank you so much. Jim Rogers. He literally talked about almost everything.
Yeah, you guys covered pretty much the gamut, except the debt ceiling, luckily enough. So we'll take this up now from Washington as the deadline.